Chapter 12, Reconnecting with the Past. Andrew had always been a determined person, tirelessly striving to overcome every obstacle that came his way. He put in long hours at both work and school, pouring all his energy into his studies. He recalled the late nights spent studying in his small rented room and the tiring days he spent juggling school and work at a pizza restaurant. His persistence eventually paid off, and he graduated from college with a degree in hand. As he walked across the stage to receive his diploma, his heart swelled with pride as the thunderous applause of the audience washed over him, drowning out all other sounds in the room. He stood there, basking in the glow of their appreciation, feeling every clap and cheer resonate through his being. Finally, he could see the glimmer of hope on the horizon. With his newly minted credentials, Andrew set his sights on a career in summit advertising. While he may not have landed the high-profile position he had once dreamed of, he found himself growing more and more enamored with the creative challenges of his work. Andrew loved the thrill of the creative process, the way each new project presented a unique set of challenges to be tackled. He relished the brainstorming sessions with his colleagues, bouncing ideas off one another until the perfect concept emerged. He would spend hours crafting copy that perfectly captured the essence of the brand, and the visuals that would bring it to life. He finally regained his confidence and was back to his old kind and charming self. As he strode confidently into the bustling office of the big company where he now worked, Andrew felt a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that he had overcome so much to get here. He soaked in the sights and sounds of the bustling workspace around him, a dynamic and energetic core that pulsed with energy and excitement. And with every passing day, he relished the opportunity to tackle new challenges head-on, pushing himself to new heights of creativity and ingenuity. With each completed project, Andrew felt himself growing more and more confident in his abilities. He could taste the satisfaction of a job well done, and he loved the feeling of immersing himself in the creative process. He relished the brainstorming sessions with his colleagues, the smell of fresh markers and whiteboards as they bounced ideas off one another until the perfect concept emerged. As the clock ticked away the hours, Andrew sat in his small cubicle, taking a moment to reflect on his life. He felt a sense of purpose that filled him with joy and contentment. Despite the many ups and downs of life, Andrew remained optimistic. He knew that he may not have everything he wanted, but he had everything he needed to be happy and fulfilled. The challenges of his work and the joys of his personal life blended together to create a sense of balance and purpose that he wouldn't trade for anything in the world. However, as much as Andrew loved his work, he couldn't help but feel a sense of emptiness in his personal life. He missed the warm touch of Nikki's hand, the smell of her perfume, and the sound of her laughter. He wished he could talk to her, learn how she was doing, and maybe even rekindle their relationship. In another place, Nikki sat sipping her coffee with Susan, the COO of Summit Advertising. She couldn't help but feel a sense of excitement bubbling inside her. With each passing moment, she was getting more and more certain that she had made the right decision to join the company. And as Susan spoke with an assuring voice, Nikki's confidence grew even more. "I promise you, Nikki, your talent will not go to waste here," Susan said. "You have the power to make a real impact, and I can't wait to see what you'll accomplish." Nikki felt a surge of gratitude towards Susan for her unwavering support. "Thank you for believing in me," she replied, feeling her heart fill with anticipation for the opportunities that awaited her. As the day of Nikki's introduction to the company as the new head of advertising operations drew nearer, a sense of eager anticipation filled the air. The office was buzzing with rumors and speculations about the new advertising executive, and everyone was eager to see who this mysterious figure was. Some whispered that she was a big shot from an internationally renowned firm, while others wondered if she would be someone easy to work with. The anticipation was almost too much to bear, but everyone knew that when the moment finally arrived, it would be worth the wait. The moment finally arrived when the big announcement was made. With bated breath, the employees listened intently as the management introduced their latest addition to the team. Andrew's heart skipped a beat as he heard her name. It was Nikki. For a moment, Andrew couldn't believe his ears. He couldn't believe that the love of his life was standing just a few feet away from him. His mind was filled with a tormenting storm of feelings. He felt happy, nervous, and excited all at the same time. However, he couldn't find the courage to face her, uncertain about how to handle the situation. The memories of their cherished moments together still lingered in his mind. The prospect of rekindling their relationship was both tantalizing and intimidating. With a sense of reluctance, he timidly moved behind another employee, hoping to go unnoticed. As the days turned into weeks, Andrew kept his distance from Nikki, crippled by low self-esteem. Each time he caught sight of her name or saw her from afar, his heart raced with a mix of longing and anxiety. He yearned to see her once more, to talk to her, and to learn how she was doing, but he remained paralyzed by his inferiority. He felt intimidated by her achievements, and her position as his boss left him feeling small and unsure, unable to decide whether reaching out to her was the right move or not. Despite his attempts to avoid her, fate steps in. As the elevator doors opened, Andrew found himself frozen in place upon seeing Nikki stepping inside. However, her attention seemed to be focused on Susan and an elderly gentleman in a suit, and she appeared to be completely unaware of Andrew's presence. The sweet scent of her hair filled Andrew's senses as she stood with her back to him. As the elevator approached his floor, he gradually eased away, almost feeling weightless as he exited, attempting to avoid drawing any attention from Nikki. Nikki stood alone in her big office, her gaze fixed on the clouds that floats outside her window. Its slow movements and the birds flying by makes up a nostalgic ambience that triggers a flood of memories, and her mind begins to wander. She thinks about Andrew and how his absence has affected her life. As she contemplates the past, she feels a sudden surge of longing in her chest. She misses him, misses the way he made her laugh, and misses the comfort she found in his presence. The solitude of her surroundings amplifies her yearning for him, making her realize how much she needs him back in her life. She knew that something was amiss, but couldn't put her finger on it. She missed him dearly, and longed for the day when they could finally be together again. Nikki's heart nearly stopped when she heard the doorknob turn, and her breath caught in her throat as Andrew stepped into her office. The sound of his footsteps echoed through the room like thunder, each beat pounding against her chest with increasing intensity. As he drew closer, the anticipation of seeing him up close was becoming unbearable. The tension hung in the air like a heavy cloud, and Nikki's anxiety are at an all-time high, her senses heightened to the point of overload.